Hi, this is Nos Biggs with Szeri Nos Biggs Trading, and I'm coming to you with one great offer. You've already seen the first video where we said that Pound Aussie could be the trade of the year, and we suggested to you that based on the monthly chart, we would recommending hedging. And we said that you should probably hedge with a bias short, and we just wanted to leave you with an update on the most recent entry where we cashed one of our 5-lot trades for about $1,380. So take a look at the video now. Hello, this is Nos Biggs with Szeri Nos Biggs with the first blood from the trade of the year. You might be familiar with this chart. It was the monthly, and we showed you target to be here and here. And we told you that the call could go either way, so we were going to wait. But we said non-U.S. accounts should consider hedging with a biased short. Now here's why we said that. What I want you to notice is that we just closed 5 lots. Remember I told you we were hedged. We closed 5 lots short. Didn't make a lot of pips from 79 to 45, but 44 pips is not a bad trade. And we netted $1,320. Now, you can't really see why we did it off of that. And you know what always amazes me is when you watch these guys that say they're pros, they got all these big fancy screens and everything is just awesome because the screens show you everything. They've got all these fancy indicators. Hell, you can't learn to trade that way, in my opinion. So here's why we did it. We had considered, we think that we've got a bias short in the short term, and it's close because it's closer to this area than it is that area. And whales like to do easy things. They like to go get food in zones. So they're waiting for all these little people to congregate up in here, and they're people that actually bought it way up here, and they're giving up right now, and the whales are getting ready to eat it up. So let's go back. Boom. Now that's the weekly, and again, you can't really see a justification for taking that little tiny trade there. It doesn't look like much. Remember, it's only about 50 pips. But now we start to get interesting because this is the daily, and what you can't see is that there's actually a daily supply zone that's being put in right there, and it's going to show up in the next 2 or 3 days. But I already see it because I know what I'm looking for, and I've seen these whales do this kind of crap before. Now, H4. Can you see that that's 3 soldiers? For all you guys that know your candlestick patterns, 3 soldiers. We've got a bearish engulf and then followed by 3 soldiers. And if you notice, we're selling right here because we let it trip down here and we took it there. Now, notice back over here, this is what I call a marker trade. This is the little trade that netted us $1,370. And notice that after we placed it, this trade went against us to 77.24. Almost 300 pips. And yet we didn't have a stop. And now we know which direction it's going. We didn't panic. We simply let it go up there. And that whale found that supply zone. He showed it with a pin. Then he took it back almost up again. And now he's headed down. So this is what we call a marker trade, and we've told you we don't trade with stop loss because we don't trade in large size until we are ready to take the big shot. And that's another thing that you're going to learn. So let's look at H1, and let's see what happens. There's why we closed it. Because there was a demand zone in here. So we want to allow it to come up back. Might even come back all the way up here. I doubt it. But we don't really concern ourselves because now we have a trade. That trade was just taken. And that trade is based not on M30, but it's based on daily and really based on H4. GBP AUD, H4. And there's the trade. So we want to set our targets. see if we can find some. Ah, there we go. We want to bring it down to this area right here. I love all these fancy indicators, these Fibonacci's and these EAs and these moving averages. Hell, all you got to do is move it back and forth and you can see where it's going. So, we started here. We said that a call could go either way, but we said it's going to be the trade of the year. We can buy it and sell it all year long because we've got lots of room in both directions. Now, here's what's interesting. I really believe that this target is actually going to come down into this area. And so, to show you that I believe that, I'm just going to take some of these trades that I have because we've already put in most of our position. From now on, we'll just be scalping and taking short-term trades and closing and taking short-term trades. So, now, we have trades that we're taking at 174 that could be 144 on the monthly. Let's see what the daily, weekly shows. Pretty reasonable. Because this zone doesn't impress me much. Now, this zone does. So, we want to pull our trades, take profits here. And we'll talk to you later about how we know that that is going to be a good zone. Because right in here, these two candles are strong evidence of order and balance. These two candles are another area of strong order imbalance. So, what we'll do is we'll move one of the trades here. And when we say move the trades, we're moving our targets. So, targets are moving, and they'll tell you, all these traders will tell, all these teachers will tell you, set your trade and do not ever move your stop loss or do not ever move your targets. Well, that's a bunch of crap. You know, if the deer move from one place to another, you want to make sure that you don't shoot where they were. You want to shoot where they are. And as you see this thing develop, and you just keep moving back and forth in your chart, and I honestly believe that if you trade pound Aussie, that you can probably make a really nice living for the year. So, you could bring it back up here if you want to trade off the daily. You could trade here off the H4. Where would you bring your targets? You could pull them a little bit further. Now, these rectangles, these blue ones are demand zones, and these green ones are supply zones. And our luxury clientele gets this indicator for free. We don't charge you a thing for it, but you have to be a student and you have to be in luxury services. But it doesn't mean that you can't learn to draw these zones because there's something that I learned to do. And we'll teach you over time. Okay, and that's it. So, hope that helps. And so we booked $1,370. Remember that number, $1,370 in the first days of trading the GBP odd since we made the pace. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be inviting you to the Trader's Sanctuary. And that's where the professional traders talk about movements and all of the things that you just saw. Don't waste your money on a lot of hooey. Learn to do this the right way. Take care. This is Nos Biggs with Szeri Nos Biggs Trading.